Hong Kong's democracy protesters are mainly students who boycotted classes to oppose Beijing's influence over the choice of candidates for the territory's first direct leadership election in 2017. Although there are older supporters in the two-week demonstration occupying part of the city center, the outspoken leaders are quite young. Many of the protesters, like Clara Tan, say they cannot discuss the movement with their parents because their parents do not agree with their participation.
So what we need is that we need communication, we need to talk between people, between opinions, between different camps. But then if they don't really talk, just like the government and the student representative, if the government is not willing to talk, just like my father is not willing to talk, and they're just trying to push everything, their belief to you, and they don't really exchange the ideas. So how can there be real communication? It's just impossible.
The generational tension is noticeable in the age difference among those opposing the occupation of Hong Kong streets. A middle-aged woman who refused to identify herself was confronted by student demonstrators after she tore down protest posters at an adjacent subway station.
I just don't like them. That's all. There's no democracy here. They are the boss now.
But some in Hong Kong's older working class have supported the protest, its demands for constitutional reform, and for the Beijing-approved chief executive to step down. A man, who gave his name as Joe, brought his young daughter to join the demonstration.
It's kind of a civic education. And let them know, maybe in our generation we cannot fight for the democracy, but the hope is on them.
Volunteers build a makeshift study center for student protesters, some camped here for days. They will soon have exams, and their parents worry poor results could affect their future. But the youth gathered here say the future of Hong Kong's freedoms is at stake, and say they are willing to make sacrifices. Daniel Schearf, VOA News, Hong Kong.